Hey everybody, so in this video we're going to look at how to solve equations with brackets using the shortcuts that we've learned. So what we can see here is an example of a question where we have an equation because there's an equal sign, and we have brackets then as well with some of the terms inside in those brackets. Now normally again we look to see if we can simplify brackets first, but we have x's here are normal numbers, so we cannot. So what we'll look at doing then instead is seeing if we can multiply out those brackets by the numbers outside them. So we've got a 2 outside, so we're going to multiply x by 2 and minus 2 by 2. On the other bracket we have a 3 outside, so we're going to multiply 3 by the first term and 3 by the second term. So it'll be 3 by 2x and 3 by 4. When we multiply the left hand side of the equation, our 2 by x, well 2 by x is 2x, and 2 by minus 2 is minus 4, because a plus by a minus gives us a minus. On the right hand side then, when we multiply 3 by 2x, we multiply the normal number by the normal number, so 3 by 2 is 6, keep the x. So 3 times 2x gives us 6x. When we multiply 3 by 4, we get 12. Again, we're multiplying a positive by a positive here, so we end up with a positive number. Now this is where our shortcuts come in, because we know that our 6x is on the wrong side. We want that to be on the left hand side with the other variables. And we know that our minus 4 is on the wrong side. We want that to be on the right hand side with the other constant terms, or normal numbers as you might call them. So we're going to move our 4 over to the other side. Just remembering that when we move a number to the other side of the equals, it changes its sign. We're going to bring our 6 over to the other side of the equals as well, or 6x. Remembering again, when we bring the 6x to the other side, it's going to change its sign. So let's do that now. We're going to write the 2x where it already is on the left hand side. The 6x is going to come over to the left and it's become minus 6x. Our 12 is going to stay on the right hand side. And our minus 4 is going to move over to the other side and it's going to become a plus 4. So our minus 4 has moved over to here, where it's become a plus 4. It switched sides, so it switches signs. Same thing then for the 6x. It's going to move over to the left hand side. So our 6x moves over to the left hand side, and again when it switches sides, it switches signs, so it becomes a negative. Now we just simplify each side. So 2x take away 6x gives us minus 4x. When we're adding and subtracting, if the signs are different, then we find the difference between them. So the difference between 2 and 6 is 4. And then because the signs are different, we keep the sign of the bigger number. So we're going to keep that minus sign there. On the right hand side, 12 plus 4 is 16. Now we want to get rid of our minus 4 here so we can find out what x is by itself. So let's divide by minus 4. And when we do that to one side, we have to do it to the other side. So it's going to cancel on the left, giving us x. On the right hand side, 16 divided by 4 is 4. And a plus divided by a minus is a minus. So we're going to end up with our final answer of x is equal to minus 4. So we'll look at another example now. This one is a little bit harder. As you can see, there's 3 sets of brackets. But it's still an equation because it's still got our equals to sign. So if we look at trying to solve this now, we can again just quickly scan the brackets, right? We've got an x term and a constant there, so we can't simplify them. An x and a 4, again, they can't add together. And an x and a minus 2, because there's an x and a regular number, they can't be added or subtracted with each other. So our next line of action then is multiplying the outside term by what's inside. So for the first one, we're going to multiply 4 by 3x and 4 by minus 3. This bracket here, we're going to multiply 2 by x and then 2 by 4. This bracket, we're going to multiply 3 by x and 3 by minus 2. So let's make a start at that now. So over to the left hand side, our 4 times 3x, we multiply the normal by the normal. So 4 times 3 is 12. Keep our x. Then 4 by minus 3 is going to give us a minus 12. Because a positive times a negative gives us a negative. Over to the right hand side, let's deal with this first bracket. And then we'll deal with the second one afterwards. So 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 4 is 8. That's this first bracket done. Now we'll move on to the second one. 3 times x is 3x's or 3x, and 3 times minus 2 is minus 6. Again, a plus times a minus gives us a minus. Now you can see we have a whole heap of x terms. We've got a 12x, a 2x, a 3x, got a minus 12, then for our constants, plus 8 is a constant, and minus 6 is a constant. So what I'm going to do is maybe just underline each of those in a different color. So my x's are going to be, let's say yellow. So x's, 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 and then my constants are going to be green. So I'm going to bring all the x's over to the left hand side. My 12x, my 2x, my 3x are going to end up on the left hand side over here. Then all my constant numbers, my minus 12, my 8, and my minus 6 are going to be on the right hand side. So to do that, I'm obviously going to have to change some of them around. I'm going to have to bring my 2x over to the left hand side, my 3x over to the left hand side, and the minus 12 is going to have to go over to the right hand side. So that will be all of my x terms on the left, all of my constant terms on the right hand side over here. Again, if we're changing the side, then it changes the sign. So for example, this minus 12, when it moves over to the right hand side, it's going to have to become a plus 12. So let's have a go at doing that now. So keeping all the x's on the left hand side, 12x was already on the left, so it stays as 12x. 2x switches over. So it's going to the left hand side, so we have to change its sign. Changes the side, it changes its sign. So that 2x becomes a minus 2x. Our 3x here is going to go to the other side, the equals. So when it goes over, it's going to become a minus 3x. Again, it's changing its sign. Then on the right hand side, our 8 can stay where it is. Our minus 6 can stay where it is because it's on the right hand side. And our minus 12 is going to change over to the right hand side. So it's going to become a plus 12. So again, we can see now that all the x terms are on the left hand side. All the regular or constant terms are on the right hand side. And again, anytime we switch something over, it changed its sign. So for example, the 2x changed to a minus 2x. And our minus 12, when it changed over, changed to a plus 12. Now we're going to try and simplify each side. So 12x minus 2x is 10x. Take away another 3x is going to give us 7x. On the right hand side, 8 minus 6 is 2, plus 12 is 14. If you're not okay with adding or subtracting numbers, like adding our x's and adding our regular numbers, just ask me in class and I'm happy enough to go through it with you. So we have 7x is equal to 14, but we want to just find out what x is. So our solution to that is dividing both sides by 7 here. So if we divide the left hand side by 7, it'll cancel out the 7 from the 7x. So divide the left hand side by 7, but what we do to one side, we got to do to the other. So 7 will cancel on the top and bottom of that fraction like we planned, and we'll just be left with x. On the right hand side, 14 divided by 7 will give us 2. So our overall answer to that whole question there is x is equal to 2.